Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha the God, and today I want to talk about the last. Wait, what? High score girl. That's what I want to talk about. I was gonna say the last game, but I was like, wait a minute, no, two completely different stories. But yeah, high score girl. It's a manga I've been reading for a few years. It finished, I think about a year ago or something like that. And I reread the last few chapters just to regain that feel. You know what I'm saying? It's a really emotional roller coaster of a story. Like it really hits the feels. It's a romance story, of course. But it's also a story of friendship and about growing up and it's kind of like slice of life. It takes place in the 90s. I was born in 95, but this takes place like these kids are a bit more grown up in 95, 94, you know what I'm saying? And it's it's just really interesting because you get a glimpse into the arcade scene if you're into arcades and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not really into arcades, but this story definitely made me more intrigued about it and the culture and just youth in general, especially I don't think just Japan. I think maybe throughout a lot of the Western countries as well, like in the States and maybe the UK. I think they might had similar vibes going on in terms of how kids were and gamings and how parents treated it, and you really get that feel. It's kind of us and the internet and telephones and how our parents look at it like, yo, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But interestingly enough, a lot of people had similar vices just through different means, whether it was arcade and stuff like that. So it's really really interesting. It's super super intriguing, and it's a story about Haru and Akira, a boy and girl. The girl is from a super rich family, almost similar. Look, look, almost similar to Kaguya-sama. You know what I'm saying? Kind of similar to Kaguya-sama, right? They both hated each other at the start. Very, you know what I'm saying? But this story is actually older than Kaguya-sama. Yeah, I think it's been ongoing before that because I read it way before Kaguya-sama had even like 20, 30 chapters. But it only finished last year. But well, at least the English translated version could have finished like 2 3 years ago. You never know with these things, but basically, yeah, it's a similar ilk, similar vibe to Kaguya-sama in that regard. But that's kind of where the similarities begin and end. Where one is rich, the other is like regular, not necessarily dirt poor. Now this kid isn't as poor as Shirogane, of course. He also doesn't have any siblings, and the family situation is very different. So Akira basically lives in a super rich family, has a private driver. She's not really allowed to have friends. She's not really allowed to do anything except study. She has a rebellious sister who just said fuck all this responsibility and does whatever she wants. Sometimes she gets stuck, forced at home and stuff like that. But the family kind of gave up on her being like the heir of the empire, not necessarily empire, but the business, the conglomerate or whatever. But basically, Akira has to take all that pressure. That's the younger sister. She has to take all of that pressure and just deal with it. You know what I'm saying? She's got to be responsible for making sure the family, name and everything and business stays afloat when she's older. So she's taught how to be a ladylike or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? These shit. So she's taught how to fight. She's taught all of these things, and that's what she does. Her life revolves around that, and she gets frustrated. She wants to try something, and she goes out and she leaves and goes to an arcade, and the driver takes her there, and she enjoys it, and she meets this other kid, and the two of them just don't get along. This kid is like playing like almost like those frustrating ass motherfuckers that do in Tekken. They just do the low kick. They just do the same shit. He doing that type of shit. She like, nah, man, I ain't having this shit. Stop whooping this boy ass. You know what I'm saying? She started whooping this boy ass. She got a temper on her, boy. She started whooping this boy ass. This boy like, oh my god, who the fuck they be? You know what I'm saying? So then they get kicked out of the arcade and they spend hella time looking for new arcades. And the almost rivalry over the years turns into friendship, and that friendship eventually cultivates into romance and love. And it's a really really good story, man. That's all I can say. It makes you really feel different. Like if you really want to get in your feels, this is a story that I'd highly highly recommend. For those that have read it, this is where we go into massive spoiler territory. The ending was beautiful, super sad. I actually almost cried, bro. I ain't gonna lie, tears started welling up and shit. I was like, golly, when he's like, nah, I'm not gonna see him say bye. Like, she gave me back this ring. Like, she's rejecting my love. She rejected my feels after I got this license and this motorbike just for her type shit, so that I could drive her around and I could offer her an escape. She ain't even told me she leaving, but she don't talk. You know what I'm saying? She don't even like tell me that she's leaving. None of that shit. And she's gonna give me back my ring, like the gift I gave her that she still had, and that made me feel special when I saw her with it, like, and I gave it to her years ago, like, and we've had so many special moments, like when she ran away from home, and I couldn't help myself but go after her, and I knew where to find her, and I made sure she was good, you know what I'm saying, even though it got her in trouble, but I had no choice but to save her. Like, whenever she's in trouble, I feel like I have to be there, you know what I'm saying. This time, like, fuck it, like, she's leaving, and then he talks to the girl that has a crush on him, and she's like, yo, I realized, like, that, like, she fucks with you at a different level, and she wanted to test me to see if I was good enough to be her replacement for you type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how deeply she cares about you. She knew she had to dip, she knew she had to leave, but she wanted to make sure that you're in good hands, which is insane, man. It's insane. That's love, bro. If you want to talk about love, that's love right there, bro. Like, I don't know if I could do that shit, but that's beautiful. And so when he gets that, and he's like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, and she's like, yo, you gonna regret this shit, bro. Like, and then he runs home, man. My dude sprints like a motherfucker. Like, my dude sprints home, start looking for his key, hops on that bike, man, and just speeds, and, like, it's kind of like, love makes great things happen and all that shit. He sees a plane in the sky, and it's like, I hope that's not her. And even if it is, I gotta go there regardless. Like, even if I'm too late, fuck it, I gotta go. And at that moment, he resolved himself that even if he doesn't see her, that he's gonna find out where she's at, and look for her one day regardless. You know what I'm saying? So it's fucking beautiful. So he gets there, bro. Like, the traffic lights are in his favor, and he gets there, but my boy's like in a rush. He ain't got time for slowing down and packing. He don't want to miss her, bro. He fucking swerves the fucking bike, man. That shit falls, and he falls, and he stumbled up and beat up, and he throws his helmet, and he doesn't care, man. He just wants to, you know what I'm saying, he wants to see her, bro. Like, that's the love of his life. That's the person he cares about the most on earth. Like, that's his whole world, his whole meaning. And he just sprints, and he sprints, and he sprints, and he gets there, and they're like, yo, she gone. Like, Kira's sister's like, she gone, bro. Like, she hopped on that plane, and he's like, fuck, no. And he's like, he's about to break down. He's like, nah, like, I had to come say bye. Like, I was being fucking stubborn. And then the sister continues, but for some reason her plane got delayed, so she's still there. He's like, the fuck? He sees her, and, like, she's still talking. He ain't even, like, as soon as she says that, and he sees her, bro, he's gone like a shot. He just sprints to her, man, and just grabs her and hugs her, and carries her, and it's beautiful, man. And he just tells her everything. He just tells her, like, I like you, like, I fuck with you, like, more than anything, or like, no matter where you go, like, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna save up, I'm gonna do what I can, I'm gonna get a passport, I'm gonna do everything in my power, and I'm gonna go to you, like, I will find you, like. And gives her back the ring, like, take this shit, bro, the necklace / ring, like, take this shit, bro, keep this shit, like, I will come and find it, and find it from you one day. Like, I'm gonna make sure to do that shit. Like, come on, tell me that shit ain't fucking romantic, bro. I bet that shit in my core. I love romance stories, man. They make me feel some type of way. They make me feel some type of way. And you guys already know I got a crush on your life. You already know, but it is what it is. I absolutely just had to read some romance, man. It makes you feel, it makes you feel alive sometimes. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's horrible because it gives you unrealistic expectations of what real life ends up like. You know what I'm saying? It creates ideal situations for couples and ideal avalanches that their characters have to maneuver past and through, and eventually cultivate victory. That's why I used to love Japanese movies, because that shit was depressing. Ain't no happy endings in those bitches, bro. There was no happy ending, bro. One of them gonna die, one of them is gonna forget the other. Like, I'm like, golly, like, these motherfuckers had no chill. But I think that was also destructive. It was too negative, you know what I'm saying? So trying to find that balance was like, even if you both fuck with each other, there might still be a gap, and you don't know if at the end of the day you're gonna end up meeting again. And that's kind of the beauty of romance. Now we know they probably will, because it seems to be a very happy kind of romance story. But yeah, it's been the boys, Supreme Uchiha the God. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. And I think I'm gonna do Dr. Frost tomorrow. I need to catch up on it, and then I'm gonna do something with it. It's been your boy Supreme Uchiha the God. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Road to 700. I'm out.
Love me like a rock star in your dreams. Drive me like a sports car on codeine. I'm